How's it going, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the High School Star League. My name is Seamus Demus Anderson, joined today by Blaster Boy, and we are into game number 2 of this best-of-3 series between West Ranch High School and Temple City High School.
Yeah, an extremely decisive game from Temple City. It didn't look like a completely one-sided game really the entire time, actually. Some of the fights were pretty close. The fights flipped sometimes, but the gold lead was firmly in their favor pretty much the entire match, and their shot calling and decision making just seemed to be quite a lot better than West Ranch's was in that game. Some bans are coming through already. We've got some adjustments with a Trundle ban, actually, from the side of Temple City. Ziggs taken away by West Ranch. They do not want Zud on that champion again. The question is, will they drop the Rumble ban for it?
99% sure. If they do not ban Rumble, he's going to play it.
I would be very happy to see a mid-Rumble. I actually just checked. Rumble has been played 5 times. Rumble's open. Rumble has been played in professional play 5 times just this week alone. He's one of the more played top laners right now. He's slowly coming back into the pick pool that teams are viably able to build compositions around.
All right.
This is something that Temple City can absolutely make work, plus it's one of Zud's comfort picks. Oh, no.
Zud,
they didn't do it.
I know you're gonna watch this mod, Zud. I'm going to spam message you once this series is over. It's what the people want, Zud. Think about the people. But it seems like the players want to win, and so they figure first picking Victor is the right option. Obviously, Victor is a very strong pick in the mid lane, and we can't really fault them for that. But we could cry a little bit.
Yeah, we can't fault them for it, but we can still be a little bit disappointed. It's not over yet, though. This could be Victor support or something. I don't know. If you're going Rumble mid, why not go all the way? You never know. We had a Jax jungle last game.
We did.
There is some weirdness in this series already.
There is. Honestly, Ziggs is pretty weird, too.
Yeah, Ziggs is very weird for what we're seeing right now. You know, a combo that I actually ran into while spectating some games a little while ago, that I'm not sure of its viability. Oh, he's hovering it. He's taunting us.
Zud, come on, man. Cap a nuke on Victor top and Zud Rumble mid.
Make it happen, boy.
Please, Zud. Zud, if you're watching this right now, you're pretty rude for not swapping back. Something else to look at, though, is the fact that Gnar and Caitlyn were picked again by West Ranch. So they actually... I hate you, Zud. They actually are... sticking with what they thought worked in game number 1.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the Gnar and Caitlyn both did all right. Pink did not do poorly on the Caitlyn. Buttshot just did, I feel, much better on the Lucian. It just seemed kind of like a mismatch game rather than just a champion, rather than the Caitlyn champion being the big issue. We'll see if that's the case here. We got a Karma locked in. Karma has not had any changes. There were some support reworks this patch, namely Lulu basically being locked into the support role now, and off the top of my head, who else was it? There was one more. Tom Kench. Tom Kench was the other one. In addition to support, I cannot speak right now. In addition to some support item changes as well, Karma was not one of the change supports. She's still had no changes. She's still very viable mid. Will we see her here? Or do they see the Caitlyn locked in and feel like we don't want to deal with that lane again? Are they going to send him bottom? The Braum was still open. Oh, we will have a Thresh coming through from Harang here.
Interesting.
Very interesting.
That's a champion we actually haven't seen that much in the past few seasons.
Yeah, Harang, his most played and highest mastery champion is Thresh.
Ooh, that's good to know.
He does play a wide range of supports, but Thresh is pretty much by far his most played. This is his champion, basically. This has a lot of potential with that being the case. A good Thresh is always a joy to watch and not so much to play against usually, because they're usually going to be landing a lot of hooks on you.
Yeah, we'll see if that's the case,
Fiora. Though. Oh boy.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Fiora's sort of come back into her own.
Carry top laner meta is kind of back. Jax and Aurelia both coming back with Trinity Force changes. Fiora coming back just because there's no one better to deal with tanks than Fiora. Really?
Yeah. And on the other side, though, Gragas, that's a pick I know Ender is very, very comfortable with. Let's see what the last choice is. The mid pick, the counter pick for Nick Tam. We saw him play Vel'Koz earlier. I don't think you'd want to play Vel'Koz, an immobile mage, against Rek'Sai jungle. But you know who is a mobile mage? Who's technically not even a mage. He's a freaking assassin.
Yeah.
Blanc.
Definitely something we will be seeing here. Very cool. So, yeah, looking at Nick Tam's pool, he also played a lot of different champions. That was a very big trend that I noticed when looking into West Ranch for the most part. The only exception really being Lil Asian Buddy, where he seems to trend much more towards tanks. Gnar was not really in that sphere of most played tanks. He played like Maokai and Nautilus and Malphite and Poppy, Mundo. Gnar is a little bit different than them, but still fits into that tank pool. The rest of West Ranch, though, fairly diverse with their picks. And we'll be seeing it coming through for both of these teams here. Really, there's very few picks that are the same. Only Gnar, Caitlyn, and Lucian are the same for either team, or for the teams that picked them last. Karma is the same, but did switch sides this time, so this should be
so that doesn't count either. Well, we did see a pretty convincing game number 1 to Temple City after they had an even game for a long amount of time. They had a slight lead, and then in 35 quick minutes, they were able to secure the final team fight and end the game. We'll see whether or not West Ranch can come back, because that was their first defeat we've seen this season in the High School Star League, correct?
First of the playoffs, at the very least. They were seeded very highly, so one of the few. Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll see whether or not they can come back and take us to a game number 3, or if Temple City will be able to close out this second semifinal match 2-0. For now, though, we will be looking at the break screen for a few minutes as we wind down the rest of the spectator delay, and then we will be on to the Summoner's Rift. So don't go anywhere. The High School Star League will be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the High School Star League. I'm Seamoose, joined today by Blaster Boy, and we are here with the second of this best of 3 series between Hazen High School and Temple City. Temple City had a 35-minute victory in game number 1, and it's up to Hazen now to win this game and push us to a third series. Otherwise, Temple City will take it 2-0.
I think you're getting a little bit mixed up with the last series, West Ranch. It's on the
Whoa, yeah,
side.
was. I was just looking at Hazen versus.
You may have predicted the finals though. with
that was not good at all. All right,
I don't want to call it too early. Temple City looked very, very good in game 1, riding a wave of momentum into this next one.
Of course,
they may just match up against Hazen.
Maybe. I was looking at, you know what I did last boy. I was looking at the results from the other game, and I was like, okay, Hazen beat University on the other side of the bracket, and Temple versus, my bad, guys. Of course, it's West Ranch High School versus Temple City. And West Ranch had an interesting composition in game number 1.
Yep.
They've kept 2 of the heroes, or champions, excuse me. Whoa, too many other games in my life. And they've swapped around 3, but they're very, very impactful champions. We have Thresh is an absolute playmaker. We have LeBlanc for Nick Tam and Enderell on Gragas. So that could be pretty good if West Ranch are able to get anything out of it. Oh, whoa! Wow. Early trading going on.
Smart point from Zud. He knew that was going to be a risk, so he did actually start his Siphon Power to get a shield, negate that trade, and even turn it around onto Nick Tam a little bit. Not something you see very often, at least not to my knowledge, of Victor starting Q instead of E. Good adaptation there. So far, so good.
Yeah, honestly, I was expecting the laser level 1, but like you said, Siphon Power early was smart.
Ooh, Captain Nuke.
Top lane. Yep, Captain Nuke on Fiora, a carry champion. I think that fits his playstyle perfectly. Yeah, in the bot lane, so. BS and Sketch matching up. Caitlyn is pushing a little bit ahead right now, which is not a situation you want to find yourself in.
Yeah, something I remember about Captain Nuke from the last time I casted him was around that time was, or one of the first times that I casted him at the very least was when Gangplank was very meta. And he was like a Gangplank legend when I casted him. He pretty much solo carried Temple City in some of those games that I casted of him playing Gangplank. He played extremely well on a carry, Fiora, in sort of the same wheelhouse. Sort of the same role, sort of the same playstyle, very aggressive. You want to be dueling one person. Not quite as teamfight focused as the Gangplank, but still very impactful. Certainly something Captain Nuke is comfortable on. Ooh, Buttshot hooked up.
Hook on a Buttshot, Flay coming out. He's going to be slowed, but the Karma trading a lot of damage onto a pink Neon. As Meganar on the top lane, as the Vital on the top half of his champion model, so Captain Nuke not able to connect there, but hold on. Potential invade here? Nope. Captain Nuke is closing in on the Gragas. Zud gets jumped on, but trades a lot of damage back to Nick Tam.
Yeah, again, just quick Siphon Powers and a quick Death Ray to follow up. Just really winning Zud these trades pretty heavily. Oh, very smart from Captain Nuke. Riposte on the hypercharges, which... Granted, it was only 2 damage per level increase, but Hyper was just buffed this past patch for Gnar. The damage was brought up a little bit on base, so riposting that has always been important, but it's even a little bit more now. This is winning Captain Nuke these trades. This is the type of play that you need to be making on Fiora to not only get into position to make these trades versus ranged champion, but also just to kind of survive the lane, but... Captain Nuke is certainly doing more than surviving as he's keeping dead even in CS and winning these trades, like I said before. This is a very good start for Captain Nuke. Both junglers are bot side, again. They're both on the same side of the map again, I should say. We did see that potential skirmish around the blue buff just a few moments ago, but nothing did come of it, or not very much came of it in the end. Junglers just following each other around.
Nick Tam trading with Zud. Zud getting the better end of that trade. Nick Tam jumping backwards. The distortion sound effect sounds like Flash. Is that just me? Is that like a... Has that always been the case?
It's it's kind of similar. It's kind of similar on the first cast, but
Well, when he jumped back, I was like surprised. I might just be.
You might just be going a little bit crazy
Yeah,
here.
I think I'm going senile because that definitely sounds just different. Who knows? 21 is the new 81. But for now,
let me write that down real quick.
oh god,
keep that in mind.
Don't quote me on that. It is the high school star league. I'm showing my age, I guess. Oh man, for now though, a massive, massive wave building in the bot lane for West Ranch.
Yeah,
Let's see how much harass they can get there.
Yeah, and a huge CS lead for a Pink right now, 41 to 29 at the moment. That will close quite a lot with these minions, but oh man, not nearly enough. I think Buttshot only got 2 or 3 CS under that under the tower on that huge wave. That's really bad. That's really, really bad for him keeping up in this farm. It's still only around 10, but 10 can get you an item. The other, your opponent does not. Both the junglers on this top side of the map again. Enderell potentially attempting an invade, but this time he's actually just given up on it immediately, and now he's looking to go mid.
We'll see if he can get anything off there. Victor is an immobile champion. Other than that flash, he has no mobility of his own. I guess he has the movement speed, but
that's only after he gets the upgrade
evolved.
Q,
Yeah.
so
a lot of damage on the Nick
wow.
Tam. Ender L in the area. Nick Tam does not land the chain. So that's probably going to be it.
That would have been a pretty big deal. I feel that at least may have forced a summoner out of Zud if Nick Tam really committed to that there. Something to take note of with this LeBlanc is that she does not have the most kill pressure right now because she actually went teleport instead of ignite, which is something we've been seeing on a lot more mid laners recently again, with Buttshot taking a terrible trade down bottom. That did not work out in his favor at all.
Nope. Did not. Orang, full HP, a pink Neon, about half HP compared to Buttshot's half HP, but...
Oh, here's Z motions. You can tunnel all the way over the length of this, or the width of this wall, and end up behind them here.
Which, actually getting hooked there might have been a decent bait, but now Gragas is nearby. Gragas is being so
he's not
patient.
ready to respond, though. Here it is.
Z motions is coming. Can he land a knock up? A lot of damage. Harang flashes away, and now the hook coming out. Death Sentence will not connect. Nice relentless pursuit away from Buttshot, but I feel like Z motions a little bit slow on the draw. Perhaps if he flash knocked up Harang before he had a chance to flash, he could have gotten the kill, but still, Harang did flash, so that it is a summoner spell advantage in favor of Temple City.
I think not knowing where the jungler was kind of scared Temple City there a little bit. They haven't had the most vision placed aggressively in the enemy jungler or around the enemy jungler's camps, but that did seem to be sort of the case there. I think Z-Motions realized that he and Ender had been mirroring each other very well, and knowing if the blue buff was up, of course, Enderell will be down on that side to hand that off to Nick Tam, which is exactly what happened. Potential for a response there seemed to have scared Temple City a little. Also,
you have to calculate the information that you gain now that you see when the buffs come up could give you a little bit of prediction as far as jungle path is concerned. Like you said, if they knew that the jungler was there giving the blue buff to the mid laner, then certainly you don't want to over-aggress near the enemy turret.
Yeah, and even on that note a little bit more, a few patches ago, Riot implemented the jungle buff timers. So when the blue buff was about to respawn, everyone on Temple City could see that. They knew where Ender L would be in a minute or 30 seconds ago, or a minute or 30 seconds later, rather. So that is that's something that could be used for. That's something that's used for free information as well. That automatically gives you the jungle path at this time in the game. Oh, Z-Motion's walking onto a pink ward. This is a bait though.
Oh, they get the knockout. That's so much damage onto Z-Motion. Z-Motion's hash flash, but he is just going to be rooted constantly. Heal coming in from Zud. Flashes over the wall backwards. Ender L taking so much damage now. Forced to flash away, and Nick Tam flashing for the kill. He picks it up. That's first blood and the red buff over to Nick Tam for the flash for Zud. He gets the kill. Now it's a 1v1 between the mid laners with the respective buffs of the enemy junglers. Is anyone actually going to go down? What the heck happened to Buttshot? He has 1 HP. All of a sudden, Harang might be going down here. Heal from a Pink Neon. Flash forward and the exhaust. No, he's going to flash to pick up the kill. A Pink Neon caught in a 1v1 between Sketch and himself. The potions are ticking, the health bars are low, but it doesn't seem as if anyone else is going to go down. Wow. We had 10 minutes of silence, 10 minutes of no action at all, and then everywhere just went crazy.
I think we turned on the EULCS stream by accident. Just nothing for so long, and then all of a sudden just fights everywhere. Sometimes game or lane deciding fights, at least in Europe. Maybe not so much here. Those were very impactful fights though.
Those are so even too. Like,
yeah, they were
crap.
really even. The only thing that prevented Zud from winning that mid fight was Nicktam getting the red buff. Nicktam doesn't need cooldowns all of a sudden because he gets extra true damage and health regen automatically. I mean, the cooldowns are certainly a very large chunk of LeBlanc's damage still, but dealing that extra damage to Zud in between both of these champions, LeBlanc and Victor, respectively, both have very long cooldowns. Oh, butt shot. He might be a little bit caught here.
No
Good
flash.
hook.
Great death sentence. Buttshot in big trouble. The shield coming in, but LeBlanc is here. Goodbye, Buttshot. And goodbye, Sketch. Nope. Distortion back just to be safe. But still, a kill over. The parity has been broken. And a roam from Nick Tam yields a kill for him. We'll see whether or not Zud is able to push that mid lane, get any turret damage. Ender L is going to try and do his best to protect the turret. I think he'll be okay in doing so with that cask.
Yeah, Gragas is very good about defending turrets, I feel, with the cask. It's one of the better junglers for doing it, honestly, for just zoning people off and clearing the wave. Z-Motions finally gets the pink ward, the catalyst of that entire fight just a few moments ago. That unfortunately resulted in his death for him. Harang and Enderell. They're both roaming in here, and Nicktam cutting off Zud.
Death sentence. Z-Motions, can he get away? The flay backwards. He cannot escape. He's going to take so much damage. Zud trying to make something happen on the backside. Nick Tom is pretty low. Harang is pretty low as well. Here comes the bottom lane. That's a lot of kills over now. Traded to Temple City as they pick up 3 for 1 in this fight. Z-Motions was the first to die, but Temple City would take that trade any day.
Yeah, absolutely. So much AoE damage coming down from the Karma and the Victor as well. That was a really good fight for Temple City in the end, even though it started really poorly for them. A Pink was just not able to roam up that quickly, and even if he had, it's a Caitlyn with only a BF Sword Zeal still. She's not going to have any AoE damage to deal with everyone or even just 2 targets there, let alone all 3. And man, fantastic roaming response. I was going to comment on Nick Tam's roam down bottom before and how successful it was, but that whole collapse from the whole unit of Temple City really was very smart and well executed.
Ooh, geez.
He nearly flashed into that.
Yeah, that was close.
Really close.
Oh, Dragon being started. Mounted Drake by West Ranch. Temple City's in the area, though. Z-Motions might go for the steal. Nice trap line there. Who's going to go for it? Who's going to get it? It is going to be the red team securing that as a pink Neon gets the kill. But because of those traps, Z-Motions found it too risky to jump over, and an objective over to West Ranch High School.
Yeah, and this is something that we didn't see from them last game. Last game, Temple City got the first dragon basically by virtue of sneaking it. They tried to pull it off again, but they just didn't play around the recalls properly. This time, Captain Nuke.
Can he outplay this stun? No, he can't. He riposts backwards, but gets taken down.
Wow, that was very, very good from Little Asian Buddy. That was...
He pressed the go button.
Yeah, definitely went all in on that, committed. Didn't, properly respected the lack of riposte there. I didn't actually see it cast that entire time. It may have been cast behind the scoreboard or something. Okay, so a little bit late there from Captain Nuke. That's unfortunate.
No, I think Captain Nuke didn't have flash, so it's hard to... Ooh, that was really close. They tried to kill the minion before the death sentence connected, but instead, it's a little bit off.
The old CJ Frost trick.
West
Frost trick.
They're trying some pretty sneaky strats. Culling coming up. Here comes Ender L. Buttshot in trouble. The Lantern hasn't been taken. It's going to be the Caitlyn kill that is picked up, and now Sketch. Doesn't have flash, does have exhaust, but I don't think it's going to matter, as he is just running for his dear life. Are they going to give it over to Pink Neon?
He healed for so much.
He did heal for so much, but meanwhile in the mid lane, Nick Tom. Did he get away? He did. That was the the clone. But Zud is now pushing up into this wave. Needs to be careful. Nick Tom is trying to close the distance. Zud has both of his summoners available, and Nick still has his flash.
Well, Captain Nuke aggressing top again.
Yeah, more fighting. Little Asian Buddy used his flash earlier, so he's not going to have that available now. Is in mini Gnar, but is close to filling out that rage. And I don't think they're going to go for anything here, but... Oh, hold on. Z-Motion's in the area.
Mega Gnar doesn't really matter here. Fiora will deal true damage with the ultimate, and she can riposte.
They're going to go for it. They get the knock-up. They get a ton of damage. Gragas coming around the sides. They're still taking turret aggro, but it's not going to matter as Fiora gets body slammed, but that is perfectly fine for Z-Motion Captain Nuke. They're turning it around onto Ender, taking so much damage.
Whoa.
A double kill to Captain Nuke. Looking for the triple kill.
What?
What is going on? Captain Nuke picking up 3 in 3 seconds. Holy crap, that was swift.
Just completely disjointed there from West Ranch.
Seriously.
They lose the top tower for that as well. So the mistakes in order which they appeared there. Little Asian Buddy should not have walked back under tower. Didn't have a ward down to spot out the Rek'Sai, but man, that's just so dangerous when the Fiora is playing like pretty much up to turret range without the wave there. You can probably assume that Z-Motions is up on that side. Extremely risky, didn't even have ult. Easy pickoff. Enderell falls to Captain Nuke as well. The true damage is huge from the Fiora, and Nick Tom shows up entirely too late at half health with no major cooldowns to get out if need be.
Ooh, Zud, can he dodge this? He dodges. He didn't dodge it, but wow. It's okay.
Yeah, just the mimic distortion there from Nick Tom just to close the distance.
Yeah.
Prevented him from going all in on that. He only had 2 cooldowns remaining at that point.
Blaster Boy, I want to go back a little bit to the top lane fight. Captain Nuke was 0-1, but all of a sudden, this Fiora has come online. He recalled with over 2,000 gold, I think.
Yeah. Easy. Yep.
Before, he wasn't that big of a deal, but now he is a massive threat. Is the Gnar even going to be able to stop the split push?
There is still potential for Captain Nuke to miss a riposte and lose a fight, but if the riposte lands, even if he doesn't get the stun, all you need to do is ignore the stun that would be hitting you instead. And I think that Captain Nuke will at least be pushing Little Asian Buddy out of lane very consistently here. It's going to be a while before this Gnar is allowed to have much of an effect in this lane. Fiora is extremely oppressive, particularly versus tanks and particularly going ahead, because your resistances don't matter, and the health basically makes it worse because her vitals are true damage based on your health.
Technically, it doesn't make it worse, does it? It just makes it even, basically? Mathematically?
Well, yeah, the amount that each vital does is much better, but yeah, percentage-wise, it's still effective to have a lot of HP. Ooh, here's a potential fight.
And they're running away. Body slam over. A Pink Nan, half HP right now. Zud took a nearly complete combo from Nick Tom, but that actually didn't do as much damage as I would have thought.
Yeah. He has Abyssal, and all that AP gives him a decent shield. He has about a 150, 200 health shield here on top of all that MR. The Abyssal from Nick Tom is essentially negated right now. So that's a pretty big deal that he can't even deal effective damage to Zud. There's a push onto the turret. Oh, there's a hook.
That is a great hook, but the carbon protection is there. They're taking turret out. A flash over. Nick Tom gets stunned up. Harang is super low. I think he's going to go down here. Yes, he does. 2 kills over to Z-Motions, looking for a third. Can he get onto the Pink Neon? Kite's back. Kite's towards the turret. Here comes Captain Nuke, and it's a triple kill for Z-Motions as Temple City are looking to run away with this game as they did in game number 1. They're going to be able to take down the outer middle turret and looking to take down the second one. Meanwhile, Buttshot has been split pushing this bottom lane the entire time, and the gold is going to swing so heavily in favor of Temple City.
Yeah, nearly 10,000 gold just really kind of out of nowhere, and that's another turret falling for Temple City as well. So 7,000 gold in the lead. Dragon is up. They're still down 1. It's an Ocean Drake, so it's going to equalize them in number of dragons, but the buff will be much different. But honestly, I think it'll be better for them almost, because these fights are taking quite a lot of time. Fiora, Lucian, and Victor especially New Victor, are not necessarily known for nuking 5 people instantly. These sort of trading instances that they're consistently running into with all their mobility as well is going to be perfect for this Ocean Drake. This is a very, very large swing for Temple City.
Yeah, we'll see whether or not they close it out and go on against Hazen High School in the winners bracket finals. Of course, this year we are making it a double elimination, which is a bit confusing, I think, to new school league players, but it's very, very common in fighting game tournaments, as well as it was pretty common back in the old League of Legends circuit around like Season 2 for a lot of IPLs and IEMs, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, it means that even if a team goes down here, they can fight their way back. They have to go through the losers bracket and then go up against the team that wins winners finals. That's a little bit of bracketology for you guys, but basically, we haven't seen the last of either of these teams just yet. For now, though, it is Temple City with a huge lead. Oh, man. Little Asian buddy caught out. Has flash.
There's no damage here, though.
Back. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if that ult was necessary. I feel like he could have just hopped away.
That's what I was thinking he was going to do, honestly.
I mean, absolute safety, no risk taken, but...
He doesn't actually have that much cooldown right now.
Yeah. It is 90 seconds. That's a pretty hefty cooldown, but it's not the worst for how effective that Gnar ult is, really, when you think about it. And
it's okay, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not too bad of a cooldown for a potential 5-man stun.
Body slam onto Z-Motions, but Z-Motions is very tanky. He is tanking that turret for all he's worth, but he's taken very, very low. Death Sentence is going to land onto a minion. Not what he wanted. Zud flashes forward for the kill, forces the flash away from a pink neon, and forward Temple City goes. Captain Nuke on a rampage as he's looking for Nick Tom, and the rest of his allies are here. Don't think they're able to pick up anything. Ooh, that Death Sentence was close to landing onto Sketch, but even if it landed onto him, I don't actually think that they would have been able to make anything happen off of that. And that fight started with the body slam from Ender L, but it was finished with the kill onto a pink neon, and now another turret taken by Temple City High School.
Yeah, and Z-Motion survived the whole thing, was able to go back, heal up, and Void Rush back in. An incredible, efficient play from Temple City, and honestly, I can't help but wonder if Temple City will try another earlier Baron. Oh, wow. Captain Nuke just riposted the Caitlyn trap as he dashed over it. That
was fancy.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I didn't know you could actually riposte quickly enough to animation cancel your lunge. That's very cool. Little mechanic from Captain Nuke, but showing up on this Fiora so far, Buttshot having a little bit more rough of a game this time, not doing nearly as well as he did last time, but still delivering in the damage department. His damage in these fights, he's been hitting his spells, and his damage in these fights have been good enough to keep Temple City going forward. Oh man,
so much damage. He doesn't have his flash. Looks like he's gonna try and turn it around onto Zud. I think it was Sketched who tanked that ulti there, though.
Yeah. Zud is really... Oh, Z-Motion's coming around.
Tom forced to flash away the cask, knocking Z-Motions backwards. But Temple City is making a beeline towards the mid lane, and I don't think the members of West Ranch are going to be able to respond in time. We'll see.
I don't think they can. They're zoned around the long way, and a pink was taken so low.
Oh, it doesn't look like that's actually the play, though.
Okay, yeah, they won't actually go for it in the end.
A bit curious. I felt like, honestly, had the four of them stayed there, they might have been able to at least do some decent damage to that mid lane turret.
I guess their rationale behind that is they don't have a great siege comp. So yeah, they would get damage onto the turret, but every time they try to take a turret without winning the fight first, they're putting themselves at risk with how short range they all are. So
that's true.
I suppose that they didn't want to take the risk of all standing near melee range to the turret and getting caught in the meanwhile. And they didn't have proper flank wards either. There could have very easily been a Gragas coming out of that right-hand gate and flanking all the way around them. They just want to play it very safe. I can't really fault them for that. Very smart choice from Temple City. Zud, something that's interesting about his Victor play so far is he's been extremely proactive with these Chaos Storms. normally, what I see at least from Victor players, maybe not so much pro players or very good Victor players, but quite a lot of Victor players tend to just leave Chaos Storm on one target. And some of these fights, he would just
flash forward.
Yeah, he would just burst out a pink and then just leave the Chaos Storm chasing him around and try to get the kill. But Zud has always been proactive with it. He's always been paying attention. Okay, I'm not going to be able to catch up to them here with this next burst. I'm going to switch it.
Getting hooked, but there's a lot of members of Temple City here. Yeah, Naaman just gets destroyed. And now Harangue in big trouble. Flashes away, but Captain Nuke, oh no. That was not what you want to see if you're Harangue. Ender L flashing away now, but he doesn't have his ult. He's not going to be able to get away from this. The ultimate is procced from Captain Nuke. Rooted up, though. Stunned for a very long time. Unable to get the kill, and Ender L does make it alive by the skin of his passive, if I'm not mistaken.
That riposte was so smart from Captain Nuke. He had the chain on him, and he riposted just the right time to hit the last vital on Ender L and hit Ender L with the stun, thanks to Nictam enabling it with the chain.
With the chain bot lane is dead. This Baron might just be Temple City's.
I think it will be. It's already down to half. The response is here from West Ranch. They're not out of this yet, but it's going to be very hard. No Mega Gnar. They have Smite, though.
Emotions jumps over. He wants to take the fight. He doesn't even want to go for Baron, but he's taking a lot of damage. Taken so low. It's a 3v2 past the Baron wall. But here comes Zud. Jumps over. Lucian trying to do as much damage. The first kill is going to be onto Z-Motions, or excuse me, for Z-Motions as Little Asian Buddy goes down, and Neo gets caught by the Victor. The death sentence is going to land, but that's not going to be anything as Temple City are controlling the pace of this game and the pace of this team fight, picking up 3 kills. And maybe now that they've picked up these 3 kills, they could go for Baron again. That being said, though, their health bars are about half, and the Gragas, the jungler, is still alive. This could still be risky. Captain Nuke is going to try and get Ender, but he's pretty healthy.
Yeah, it's still a 50-50 here. Captain Nuke can kill Ender here. Or at least zone him off.
He has his ultimate back.
Oh, man.
He needs to proc all 4 of those vitals. Procs 3 of them. He's chasing after Ender L. Flashes for the 3rd, or the 4th, excuse me, as Ender L is trying his damnedest. Oh! What a riposte!
And it canceled the body slam animation, too.
That was awesome.
Wow, that was really, really well done by Captain Nuke. And he secures the Baron for his team.
You know what, Z-Motions? I got this. Oh my goodness, that was like 10
stellar
seconds.
Fiora play.
Exactly.
Yeah. Stellar Fiora play from Captain Nuke through and through. He has been absolutely delivering on this champion, on this carry top laner that we commented on earlier. This is quite obviously what he is most comfortable on, it seems. Not that he did poorly last game, but he is just above and beyond delivering this time.
I told you, man.
On the Fiora.
He plays carry champions.
Yeah. And
that
was a little bit of a misstep. He might be caught.
Yeah, you deserve to die for that one. I'm sorry. You can still try to fight his way out of it. Or just run. Okay, that works too. Wow. He didn't even get punished for that. Completely flubbing his riposte, and he still just jumps away. Okay, that works, I guess. And his ultimate's gonna be up in like 25 seconds anyway.
Yeah,
this now Temple City with the Baron.
Not good for West Ranch.
No, it's not. 14,000 gold lead, pretty much. Wow. Zud taking a lot of damage. Taking turret aggro as well. That's not what they want, though.
No, not at all. Zud does have his Rylai's now, but it's versus a Morello's from Nictam. Oh, another riposte. That time on the Gnar ult, after getting stunned by the Wallop.
Yeah, I'm surprised, actually, that the Wallop had such a small cooldown timer, but that's because of the Merc Treads, I guess.
Yeah, Merc Treads, just a little bit of tenacity can make or break. Captain Nuke doing so much damage. But there's so much damage being dealt on the opposite side, or on the other side. Oh no!
Has to flash away the cask, knocking Z-Motions into a trap. This might be the fight that West Ranch were looking for, but the damage from Zud's ulti is huge. Still, he goes under turret and gets taken down as the members of Temple City are forced to die this turret. That might not be what they want. A pink Nano getting the kill. Buttshot goes in for it. Buttshot gets it, but he gets taken down, and Ender L goes down to Z-Motions. That is overall a 3 for 3, but the middle inhibitor turret was taken down, and Captain Nuke is maybe going to sacrifice his life to go for this inhib, or maybe he just gets away. I'm not sure if he can do so this time, Blaster Boy.
Oh, that was a good stun, though.
That was a great stun, but he's now, and he's going to go down.
Yeah, he will fall here. Z-Motions, in the meanwhile, This is the distraction mode that they had last game, but he's not a Jax.
Flash. Yeah, he's in trouble now. Oh my goodness. Oh, if he gets his E back up, it's like 10 seconds from now.
Oh no, they're missing everything. He's going to kill the Blanc.
That's so close. The emotions. Can he get out of this? I don't think
he's
so.
Dead.
Shane doesn't land. He's healing from his passive, but there we go. Another shutdown for little Asian buddy, but still 13,000 gold behind. You gotta wonder whether or not that's gonna be enough for West Ranch to come back from this.
Man, they would be really hard pressed to get only 5 kills. 5 kills is quite a lot, but only 5 kills and nothing else and close a 13,000 gold gap. Like, there's no way that you're going to be able to do that. Even with all the shutdowns in the world, just kills on their own is not going to do anything for you to close this gold lead at all. And this is still just a very one-sided gold-wise game from Temple City. And, I mean, even objective-wise, as far as their deaths go, oh, man.
That was the sound effect right there. I'm considering being a voice actor for Victor's Ultimate. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. You should make your own voice pack.
Yeah, I should
make your own voice pack of the whole game.
Pack. By the way, speaking of voice pack, ooh, butt shot. Ooh, don't go for it, butt shot.
Whoa!
What are you doing?
What?
Butt shot. No.
You're not 9 and 1.
Oh my god, he lived. That ace in the hole did not do as much damage as I thought.
You're not 9 and 1 this time, butt shot.
Yeah, he doesn't care. He's 6-4 and 7.
He doesn't. He still got away with it.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like,
oh man.
Oh boy. Before this game presumably eventually ends, I do want to say one thing though. Nick Tam, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Chad has been trolling us the entire time. I do apologize. Anyway, back to the match. Nick Tam, flashing, or excuse me, distorting backwards. Doesn't want any of that business. Is Temple City now with the middle inhibitor down. Should probably be able to take this second inhib in the bot lane pretty easily, I want to say. But still, a lot of zone control from the members of West Ranch.
Yeah, without a turret being here, that's going to be very dangerous. And Captain Nuke, another great riposte, this time on the distorted, or a mimic distortion rather, which is a lot of damage. No CC, but a ton of damage from this LeBlanc. She's nearing 3 items now, which is not something you want to be nearing at 32 minutes into the game, I feel. I feel like you probably want to be there by now. But, I mean, Temple City, for all it's worth, they're not closing extremely quickly. They're getting these leads, but it's taking them a while. And they're not playing these fights the most cleanly either. Like, there's no reason that you should have a 15,000, 16,000 gold lead and lose all 5 members for 1. They still get the inhibs for it, and they still have map control lead, and there's just very, very little that West Ranch can viably do to actually punish Temple City for this. But I don't know if Temple City... I mean, they're still looking good, no doubt, but not being able to close out games is a huge, huge deal. They need to be doing this much quicker, I'd say, than 35 minutes with this huge of a lead for so long.
Well, we'll see whether or not they can do so in the next few minutes and finally end this game. I will say, though, in terms of pure hyperscaling, strongest champion out of these 10? Probably Caitlyn, right?
I would say so, yeah. Caitlyn's effective damage range is...
Massive.
Caitlyn's effective damage range is much, much higher than anyone else in the game, as it is in this particular match, and she's going to be building the most attack speed.
Emotions
There's a
getting
fight
chased
here.
down. He's probably going to get picked out of this as the team is trying to fight, and they're going to do a lot of damage. Temple City now turning this fight around. Nick Tam going down. Thresh going down as well, and a dive from Captain Nuke. He gets the kill, so he gets the proc on the ultimate, and I think this is gonna be it.
Yep, that looks like
Ender
it.
L is gonna make it back to the fountain, but the rest of his allies not so fortunate. They end it in pretty much the exact same time as they did before. 2-0. Temple City will be facing off against Hazen High School in the winners finals of the High School Star League.
We have seen 2 very decisive series in the semis. Hazen 2-0 over University, and now Temple City 2-0 over West Ranch. These games, man, they don't get much more decisive. These series don't get much more decisive than this. I don't think that you could really ask for two better performing teams in their respective semis to be going to the finals. Double 2-0 will undoubtedly make the finals very exciting, I feel.
Yeah, for Temple City, it's a chance to redeem themselves after they lost 3-1 against Wooten last year. And for Hazen, it's a chance to show their stuff. They have been contenders this past year in the playoffs before, but if they could finalize the spring victory, have a victory in the spring grand finals, then they would be the best high school team of 2015 to the 2016 season. That being said, though, as far as our losers bracket is concerned, University High School and the members of West Ranch still have a chance to battle it out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, both West Ranch and University showed some glimmers of good play in their respective semifinals in spite of the results. In this particular match, I feel like West Ranch really did give Temple City a pretty good run for the games. It was just some particular team fights that West Ranch kind of fell apart, and then mostly objective play. They could win fights sometimes, and when they won them, they didn't take all that much with them. And Temple City, they had better shot calling. They were taking objectives without winning fights, which is extremely effective, because getting objectives after a fight is a very good way to cruise to a victory in a game, but being able to almost avoid fights entirely or not have to rely on those fights to get objectives anyway is huge.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether or not the teams can take a little bit of time off. They have, I think, a week or so before we have our next few matches, and then see if they can make those adjustments and come back. That being said, though, Blaster Boy, that's going to wrap it up for tonight.
It certainly will.
As always, a fantastic shout out to Twitch and MSI, our sponsors, the sponsors of the High School Star League. And just thank you for supporting all of high school esports. And if you guys haven't already, please be sure to check out our website and follow all of our social media. We have a YouTube page. Obviously, we have this Twitch. We have a Facebook. And we have a Twitter. And by the way, if you want to check out the casters as well, ask us how we're doing. Ask us what we think about League of Legends. Ask us how we're doing in our Overwatch placement matches and more. Where could we find you, Blaster Boy?
You can find me at BlasterBoyLol on Twitter. It is on screen now if you need any help typing that in.
And as always, you can find me at CMoose1.
Yes, you are the one CMoose. Not the other CMoose.
I have no idea who the heck took my at CMoose username, but I actually used to have a non-esports Twitter that was just like my personal one, and that was at CMoose1. And then I deleted that for interesting reasons. And then like a year later, I was like, oh yeah, I want to do esports. And then I was like, okay, at CMoose, nope, still unavailable. So I went back to at CMoose1. That's your interesting CMoose story for today. Don't ask me why I deleted
so
my
many
original.
CMoose fun facts. There's one every time.
Oh yeah. That being said, though, that's actually going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys. From everyone here at the High School Star League, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all later.